So Christin was the one, bless her heart, that did an amazing job with all of the technology issues that we had at the POW Awards, right? So she was the one who tried to sing, and the computer died, and the music wouldn't play, and so this is Christin. So she got, the technology's been her friend today, and it's been awesome. So would you like the mic, or are you going to use your projected voice?
Well, I don't know. Can you all hear me now if I speak at this level?
Yes.
Okay, good? Okay.
Okay.
In that case, I will keep my hands.
Okay, perfect.
All right. So at your table, there should be a handout. It is double-sided. It looks scary. It's really not. There are a lot of fill in the blanks because, at least for me as a visual and kinetic learner, I really enjoy being able to retain information by seeing it and by having motion associated with it. For those of y'all who don't even care, don't worry about it. For those of y'all who like minimal notes, there are clusters of little leaves. Just follow those. Those are the main points. If you leave it here with just those aspects, then you'll have everything that I want to leave with you today. Well, I really am very, very excited to be here. I've been learning a lot about gratitude recently. This past season, I have been pondering thankfulness, and in the midst of this research, I believe that I have found the secret to happiness.
It's not in technology.
Well, it's not technology, no. Yes, the secret to happiness. Raise your hand if you want to know the secret to happiness. It's a good one. It really is. Well, hey, it's not the secret to happiness necessarily, because in our sinful, broken world, there is no way to change all of our circumstances to make everything comfortable and pain-free. It's just not going to happen. But I have found the secret to contentment and acceptance and joy. Okay, so put simply, the secret to having it all is... Oh wait, that's the punchline. I'll get to that in a few minutes. Okay. For now though, I want to introduce you to gratitude. But it might be in a way that you may not have heard it quite this way before. I want you to take your minds and your hearts and step outside of your comfort zone just a smidgen and consider something that might sparkle in a different way that you're not quite used to. Now, as busy women in a very busy world, we rarely take time to purposefully be grateful. We'll say thank you to the cashier, we'll express thanks to our coworkers, and we'll thank Jesus for our food, but we have lost the art of resting in the mindset of gratitude. It's the way we are. That's the way our culture is today. When we do not make it a priority to pursue a pure heart of thankfulness, though, we miss out on the amazing benefits that it will have on our lives, on our bodies, and the world around us. Gratitude will not necessarily change our circumstances, but it will change us. And we will change the world. Now, y'all have pens, papers, ready, set to go? Because we're going to dive right on in. Okay, so the dictionary defines gratitude as a feeling of thanks or appreciation. Okay, thanks or appreciation. Now, feelings are nice, and they help us to better understand what's going on inside the deeper parts of us. But gratitude goes so much deeper than just feelings. Gratitude is reflecting back the heart of a gift. Gratitude is reflecting back the heart of a gift that has been given to you. The gift of an experience, a tangible item, a relationship. Gratitude is not just a feeling that rests in your heart and says, yay, I like it so much. That's just positive thinking. Gratitude is actively expressing those feelings of appreciation. Purposefully, intentionally expressing that feeling is gratitude. It's not passive at all. Gratitude is active. Gratitude is active. And here's why that's important. It's because gratitude is also healthy. Gratitude is healthy. There have been several scientific studies on the effect of gratitude on the brain and on the body. Guys, this is so cool. Okay. In a series of 3-week tests, 4 groups of people were given varying activities and were asked to rank their mental and emotional well-being. In addition, their brain waves were tracked and their physical well-being was measured. The first group was asked to focus on the negative. Everything bad that could possibly happen to them, all of the sore spots in their past, everything that could possibly go wrong, that was what they were asked to focus on. Everything negative. The second group was asked to focus on the positive. I can get through this. I can do this. I'm worth it. I am valuable. I'm going to keep going. Yay me! Okay, so out of the 2 groups, who do you think had more vibrant brainwaves, healthier bodies, and ranked themselves as happier at the end of the 21-day trial? Group 2, yeah, the positive thinking group. And you've no doubt experienced the results of a hard day, where your attention was pulled to everything going wrong. You end up tired, maybe a little depressed, definitely not vibrant. Versus the time you've intentionally purposed to make lemonade out of any lemons that the world throws at you. And you have fought for a cheerful disposition despite hard times, hard people, hard circumstances, hard concerns. You may have still ended up a bit tired after spending the whole day fighting and standing against the pummeling waves of hard, but at the core of you, you still breathe life. You still breathe hope and vitality. No wonder after 3 weeks of practicing that habit of focused thought, the second group was healthier, both physically and mentally. Now, the third group practiced a habit of thankfulness. Okay, this is good. This is getting really exciting. They listed 3 things every day that they were thankful for. I am thankful for the sky. I'm thankful for this opportunity. I'm thankful for this thing or that thing. 3 things every single day. And as beneficial as positive thinking was, purposed thankfulness was far more rich and rewarding. Compared to the 4th group, who were given a single task. Those folks were directed to ponder someone who had helped them in some way, and were told to just write a thank you letter. So, a thank you note. Just one single little thing. Not every day. No, not at all. This was just the first day. It was a single, one-time action. And yet, 3 weeks later, those that pondered appreciation and expressed what was going on in their hearts and their minds, giving back the gift, the heart of the gift that they were offered. They showed brainwaves that were the most healthy, the most vibrant, that showed the sharpest synapses. Their metabolism rose. Their white blood cell count was awesome. Their good cholesterol went up. Their bad cholesterol went down. The overall health that is wrapped up in expressed gratitude is absolutely incredible. It's phenomenal. It really is. And that's not even mentioning the neuroplasticity. That's where in 21 days of building the habit of gratitude, your brain will begin to repair the broken mental pathways of abuse, of depression, and harmful thinking, even mending the scars of childhood trauma. You guys, gratitude is the most powerful mental drug that medical science has to offer. And that's the way God made it. Again, going back to our previous point though, gratitude in its most authentic form is active. But if it's active, it needs a direction. Gratitude needs a direction. Gratitude must be toward someone. Someone who can understand. Someone who can appreciate it. Because you can say thank you to your chair, it's not going to care. You can say thank you to a person, and it will touch their soul forever. And in knowing that, you will be changed. Here's what. Gratitude is needed. Absolutely needed. It is a necessary part of living, because in this world, negativity is king. Consider that time you had a presentation or a performance or a party, and you received one negative response. You know, that one person who comes up to you says, you know, you really shouldn't have done it that way. That was a total bummer, and like, yeah, I'm so unhappy. Okay? That one ridiculous statement is the one thing that you're going to remember. Even if nobody else had a single complaint about anything, that one negative comment is the thought that you are going to harp on. That one comment will worm its way into your heart, and you will spend sleepless nights just grinding on that one thing. And it's absolutely ridiculous. But it's actually not quite as ridiculous as you would think. Studies suggest that we need 4 positive comments to balance out the one bad comment. 4 positives will be able to balance out the one negative. Okay, that's how we're wired. But in this world, on average, we only get 1 positive comment for every 10 negative comments. It means we're missing out on 39 positive comments just to even it out. That's our world. So we need 4 positive comments to balance out the 1 bad, but we only get 1 positive comment for every 10 negative comments. And if we want to make a difference in this world, the most simple way is to share appreciation and positivity. That is the most simple way to do this. And just find a way to lend positivity into someone's life. Find a way to say something nice to someone and make this world a better place, because you are that one positive voice. You are that voice. You may be the only positive voice that someone hears in a day, in a week, in a month, their entire life. You may be that one positive comment. Your words of positivity may be the anchor that someone needs to hold on to hope. That's you. You are that positive comment. And if that one positive comment can worm its way into their heart and their mind, imagine what beautiful things they can do. Just imagine. We absolutely must make a regular, everyday effort to love on those around us, whether we know them or not. If even just to say, oh, this happened to me. If you're in the grocery store, simply by saying, thank you for having a smile on your face in the midst of this crazy, I really appreciate your good attitude. So that happened to me, and it made me go, oh, they noticed that was really hard, and they noticed it makes a huge difference, because the rest of my up to that point miserable day was amazing, because someone saw, someone cared, and they cared enough for it not to be this passive thing of, oh, I noticed them, but they stepped outside of who they are. They made eye contact, and they said something. They said something, and that made all the difference. Now consider what would happen if we went through our whole day, not every single day, not just going through life, but pouring positivity in the lives around us. And what if we went even further and started looking for the ways they were pouring positivity on others? And what if we intentionally and earnestly thanked them for that? We would be breathing life into both ourselves and those around us. And if we can do that, imagine what a world we can create. Sometimes it's stinking hard though, because gratitude is work. Gratitude is work. Quite frankly, sometimes we're not grateful. I'm not thankful sometimes, and it's hard. So when thankfulness is hard, we need to take a little time out, sit down, and just ponder. Take your blizzard snow globe of emotions, recognize your hard things, let them filter, rest in the silence, and then do a gratitude sprint. A gratitude sprint is just setting a timer for 30 seconds to a minute and writing down what you're thankful for and things that bring you joy. 30 seconds, that's all it takes. You'll want more time, so give yourself a minute. Write down things that bring you joy, things that you are grateful for. Gratitude sprint will change everything. And then when you're out and about and you see someone who looks downcast, say something nice. Look hard, intentionally, to find something that's encouraging that you can share. I mean, even if you see a gal who looks completely put together, compliment her on her shoes or on her eyebrows, because she needs positivity in her life too. Just because you look put together doesn't mean that your heart is. Remember, you are that voice of positivity. It doesn't have to be much. Sometimes something, even a little thing, can be everything. Just say thanks. That's all it really is. You could leave here with warm fuzzies and happy thoughts, and it won't make much of a difference. But in order to solidify gratitude as a practice, we need to put feet to our thanks. Because, as you remember, gratitude is active, right? Whatever you do, make it real. Get it out of the passive into the active and reflect back the heart of the gift. At that point, you are then practicing gratitude. Okay, so here's your action item. Okay. Using your worksheet, there's a little grid there. Make a list of up to 3 people in your life that has influenced you for the better. Who has poured their heart into you and made you a better person? Who has influenced you or been there for you or gave you that hug at just the right time? Who has taught you about who you want to become and exemplify for you that for you? Take just a moment. Write down up to 3 names. Who has poured themselves into you? Now take a look at that list. And determine which one of those people you are going to reach out to today. Put a star by their name and commit to sending them a thank you letter, or a text, or a call. Okay, so I know that it's going to be something that you have to put on your to-do list. I know that it's something that you go, oh no, it's going to take me like 4 minutes of my life. Okay, but if you're willing to do this, can you promise that you are going to reach out to that person? I see a little baby show of hands. Y'all willing? Okay. So there's a couple of folks who, they might be raising their hands in their hearts, but if you didn't raise your hand, you should be feeling really left out, because everyone else around you is investing in their health and wellness, both physically and mentally, and in addition to bettering the world around them, and you're not. So, the time before you leave here, please make a decision in your heart. If you can't do it in the next 15 minutes, put a timer on your phone, and right before you go to bed, send off a quick text. Tell someone thank you for the investment in your life. Tell someone you love them. Send a word of positivity and appreciation. Which, by the way, did you know that if you promise to do something, whether it is personally or professionally, or you're responding to absolutely whatever, if you promise, if you say that you'll promise to do something, you are 85% more likely to do that. And then, because that percentage goes up, anytime you receive something in exchange for that promise, I have a little gift for you. I have a little notebook that you can use for your gratitude sprint. And I have a little piece of stationery that you can use to send off that thank you. If you promise to reach out to one of those people on your list, stop on by the table and pick up one of those. So that's a fun little marketing aspect. If you can make someone in your business promise to do something and you give them something in return, you'll have, it's averaging about a 92% response rate. Pretty good, really good. Okay, so looking at scripture, as Christian businesswomen, we realize that gratitude is a command. In all things, give thanks. Now, this thanks is specifically directed towards God, the author of all moments, the creator of all days, the sovereign scheduler of heartbeats and happenings. In all things, give thanks. All things? But what about the hard things? The painful things. The things that come into our lives and shake us to our core. Are we supposed to give thanks then, too? Does all things include hard things? Well, the God of the Bible, who issued that command of thanks, is all-powerful, all-knowing, all-sovereign, and all good. If he were not all those things, he would not be a God worth knowing. But he has invited us to know him, and in doing so, we will understand his heart, and we will know it to be good. And as we know his good heart, we will trust his good plan. And in trusting his good plan, we will trust that everything he purposefully brings into our lives is hinged on his goodness. As finite beings, though, we simply cannot see how so many of the hard things could ever result in goodness. But in knowing God, we trust him. In knowing the heart of our Father, we understand his utter joy in revealing his character to us through his works and his word. If we truly know him to be good and righteous and beautiful and all-powerful, then we can trust that his story of creation is also good and righteous and beautiful and perfectly planned. Even the birth of brokenness was intentionally ordained, and every subsequent scar resides in humble submission to his overarching goodness and sovereignty. All because we know the heart of our Father. And that's the secret. Knowing God. That's the whole secret. Simply knowing God. Because when we know God, we can be grateful in everything. Because when we cannot yet thank him for the things he brings into our lives, we can thank him for who he is. And we've already seen that gratitude breeds contentment, acceptance, and joy, in addition to physical and mental health, healing past trauma, growing encouragement, building a world of positivity and hope, and above all, having the certainty that everything has been purposed for good. And if you want a life of practicing gratitude, then we need to know God. So the culmination of my research on gratitude has been put together as a book, and that'll be released on Thanksgiving Day in Kindle form. I'm not a big Kindle reader, so I'm really anxious for that tangible, real book in January. And so if you are at all interested in knowing how to practice gratitude, how knowing God leads to biblical thankfulness, then I have little sneak peeks and little bits that I'd like to share with you now. For those who sign up on my email list, you get blurbs and different quotes from the book. If any of you are interested in purchasing the Kindle version, then I have it, again, it won't release until Thanksgiving, but I have the first couple of chapters printed off and ready for you in exchange for supporting me in that pre-order there. But my heart is that in understanding who God is, understanding his absolute love for you, that any complacency in your life in regards to who you are in relation to who God is, that will be done away with. Absolutely, totally, and completely. My heart is that you will know God more, learn to know his heart, know that his heart is good, so that when you reflect on his plan, you will know it to be true and good, so that you can give thanks in every aspect of your life. As you go out, ponder how you can be that one positive voice, that one voice that simply by saying, love your shawl. Actually, it's in my marketing colors. It just makes me happy just to see you wearing that. Your smile is so engaging. It just gives me the warm fuzzies because I feel like we're friends already. Go into your bagger and say, oh, thank you so much for putting the eggs on the bottom because I love the way that you stack the bread that way. Whatever it is, compliment your hairdresser on the way that she did your bangs perfectly. Or that she tried to do your bangs perfectly. It doesn't have to feel good as long as you accept that gift that is offered. The gift itself is sometimes a teeny tiny river rock that some random kid at the park gives you because they want to express love. But you respond in thanks and gratitude, and that will change your life. And as it changes you, it will change the world. And though it is a little bit cliche after this talk, I do want to say thank you.
So how much is your book?
Kindle version, $3 pre-ordered.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sweet. That should be in pretty much everybody's budget.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is the hope.
Pretty much in everybody's budget. Okay. So if you guys could give Kristen a better round of applause.